Hi, I'm Matt from HockeyReviews.ca, and this is CCM Axis Pro goalie stick snapshot review. I am comparing it to the Premier 2, which I have used here and I have enjoyed for a while. This thing's pretty beat up in terms of the paint and everything. It was one of my go-to sticks for a long time. So we are going to compare these two sticks together and just see how they stack up, specifically the new one. Before that, if you are looking for beer league jerseys, make sure you check out the link in the description and on the right. They currently have a 20% off promo if you use the link on my website and in the description. 20% off for a custom set of socks if you buy a custom set of jerseys. And for full disclosure, I do get a kickback if you do buy a custom set of jerseys for your team. So that will all help fund the channel so I can continue to use videos like this. So make sure you check out jerseysmadeeasy.com and the link in the description. I have a video going over the different materials that might be helpful. Now, onto the Axis Pro stick. So this thing, the first thing is weight for these sticks. This comes in at 659 grams, so we can round it to about 660. This stick now comes in at $300 Canadian, and that is an increase. I think the previous one was $250. The Premier 2 is $250, so this one is bumped up in price. So I'm going to talk about that really quickly. This being a $300 Canadian stick at 660 grams isn't very impressive. Now, the last stick I did was I think the Warrior M1 Pro Plus, which was $350, but it came in at 638 grams. And the reason why this one I'm a little hesitant on for the price is because the 3S Pro, which is a $250 stick, comes in at 648 grams, and this is 660 grams. So it's only 12-ish grams different, but an elite stick for you got to look at the price points basically, because this one isn't pushing the boundaries, so it's not $350. But basically the 3S Pro is still that amazing price point stick, so I just want to call that out right now. Some people don't like Bauer, so that's fine. This is always an option. Now, obviously I have not used this stick. This is not mine. And I have not used it in net. It's not mine, so I can't talk about durability. I can't talk really about like vibrations or anything like that. All I can do is compare it to my Premier 2 that I have here, and I can compare how I shot with this stick. And I can compare the weight. So the weight definitely does feel a lot lighter than the Premier 2 does. This was a heavy stick comparatively. So the Premier 2 is a heavy stick compared to like the 2S Pro and, well, this one. The balance is solid. I have no issues with it at all. It feels pretty good in your hands. Stick handling with it is way easier because of the weight difference. So I'll have some videos up here doing that, of me shooting and just kind of playing with the puck a little bit. I'm not a good shot, so don't judge me there. But stick handling on this was way easier. Shooting with this was better than the Premier 2. It doesn't feel, but it wasn't amazing. So when I used the Ritual M1 Pro Plus, the shots felt like they were really kicking hard. This didn't really feel like that. I didn't have problems shooting with it, and I felt fine with it. Didn't shoot as hard as it didn't, and it didn't feel like the stick was helping me as much as the the M1 Pro Plus was. Also, I wish I still had my eFlex 4 to compare it, because this, as you can see, has the regular flex, where the eFlex has the soft flex. So I really wish I could feel the two side by side to see if there's any changes there. There's a big difference. When I shot the eFlex, it did feel like it flexed a bit more, but I kind of want to do that in the same environment. So vibrations on this stick, the only way I could really test it is by knocking a puck on the stick itself. So I did that, and it felt very similar to the Premier 2. The only thing that felt different was this blade felt a bit pingier. I don't know if that was because this stick is used and breaking down, or if this stick is just the blade is pingier. The one thing that they did do with the blade is really nice, is they did add the finish texture on the blade itself, so it is a bit grippy, similar to their other player sticks. Most player sticks are now doing this, so it's nice to see it on the goalie stick as well. But yeah, this is not a soft feeling stick by all means. That's the eFlex. It doesn't really, they talk about they added vibration dampening, but it doesn't do anything crazy on it. It's honestly a pretty traditional stick with all things considered. like compared to the other ones. It doesn't have a crazy paddle design. It doesn't have a crazy piece taken out of the back like Warrior and Bauer does now. It's very like understated design, even compared to the Premier 2 where like the bottom part was white. This is very understated. I think it looks great. I love the silver weave on it. I think it looks like really, really nice. So I want to give them props there. Supposedly their weight savings came from the nanolite carbon layering that they're using. They're now CCM's using this in all their player sticks as well. And they really dropped their player stick weights by doing so. So it's pretty interesting with that. One thing that I really do like on this stick that is a welcome addition is they now have, so here is their grip. Their grip is their stick tack grip, but now it is textured. So I always loved how Warrior had like its ribs down the actual shaft. This is now kind of has that texture rib in the shaft itself, but I don't think, or sorry, in the grip. I don't think it's in the shaft. I think it's in the grip itself, where Warriors was actually in the shaft. But I do like that little bit of texture for a feeling. So I'm a fan of that addition. So CCM has made a couple changes to the blade, paddle, and shaft of this stick compared to the Premier. So those changes on the blade and the paddle. The blade on the Axis is thinner than what was on the Premier. So hopefully this is coming off on video. You can see it in person. I think the best way to do is you can see it how like you can see through that one quicker than you can on the Premier. I always felt CCM had thicker blades on their goalie sticks, but I wasn't sure if it was just kind of like, it always felt thicker compared to Bauer's, for example, and specifically compared to player sticks. This definitely changes that. When I was kind of doing stuff in my stance with this stick, I'm going to say it definitely felt like it was more slippery, but I couldn't tell if that was because of the tape on it or not. And I'm not untaping this stick to test it out, so get over it. The other thing they did was they slimmed the actual paddle too. So you'll see that like the corner edge of this is slimmer than what the edge of here is, and it goes throughout the stick itself. Again, hopefully this comes off actually in on camera. You can definitely notice it in person. So one thing that CCM has going is that the shaft itself has kind of it has rounded corners, but it's a more square design at the top, so the corners are less rounded, it's less pronounced. And when you slide your hand up the stick gets rounder and rounder towards the top. So the top, these corners are actually more rounded off than they are down here, where it's a more squared off design. Their reasoning for this is the rounded corners give it more durability, evidently, for more, I'm not sure how, maybe more material, but that rounded corner is supposed to give off more durability, and that's where your hands generally aren't. So pucks will hit this area a lot more than they'll hit down here. So this more square down here feels more traditional, and when you get up here, it's more rounded off. This stick isn't mind-blowing by any means. It's not like pushing the envelope or really changing the stick game. It's a solid, not outrageously expensive. It's still $300, but it's not $360, $350. So it's not an outrageously expensive stick. I would have no problems recommending this. I had great durability with the Premier 2. It was one of my most used sticks. It's holding up fine. There's no issues on it at all. So coming from this to this, I can't see them screwing that up, to be honest. But again, I can't use this on the ice and I can't actually test it out. But it's decent, nothing amazing. It's a little bit lighter. It's considerably lighter than the Premier 2, but it's not pushing the boundaries in lightness or anything, but it's not totally breaking the envelope either. So that is about it for the Axis Pro goalie stick snapshot review. I have a bunch of other Axis content in terms of all the gloves, the pads, the helmet, which I was really impressed with. So check out that in the description and at the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully it was helpful. All the links in the description for Pure Hockey are for affiliate links. So if you do want to buy this, check out Pure Hockey's links in the description. I will get a kickback from that, which will help fund this channel. So if you do want pieces of gear, please check out those links. They are helpful for me in that sense. If you ever do buy a piece of gear because of one of my videos, please reach out to manufacturer, let them know on social media. Helps me get on the radar. So hopefully I can actually use this stuff instead of just talking about these snapshot reviews and actually do full-on reviews. Because I can't I can't afford to buy. I have so many sticks, I can't afford to buy a couple more goalie sticks because I really don't need them and won't use them. Thank you very much for watching. Take it easy.
You're watching HockeyReviews.ca.